Hey Ronnie, here's a video of our lesson. The swing here on the left is going to be one of the first swings from our last lesson. The one on the right is going to be one of the better swings from today's lesson. You'll notice it's set up. We have the feet a little wider, give you a little wider base to turn on. We've also got the left hip forward towards the target to help to increase the spine tilt. This one's pretty straight up and down here. Those are the big setup changes. We're really working hard on getting a good spine tilt away from the target at the top of the backswing. And we are going to track the head. First thing we'll look at, one on the left, we see as the club goes back, very little shoulder turn, head actually goes forward. So the spine, if anything, tilts slightly towards the target. Swing on the left, the right. We see the head feels like it shifts back behind the ball, but in reality it stays completely still. And now we see a spine tilt away from the target. Second thing we tracked was the left shoulder. Put an arrow there, and then we track how far it moves in the backswing. We see this one never got behind the golf ball. We draw that line down from that point in front of the golf ball. Only way to hit a solid high draw is to pull the spine out of the shot and try to flip the hands through impact. Swing on the right, we draw the same lines. Arrow on the shoulder. We see the shoulder travel much, much farther behind the golf ball. Much better shoulder turn. And then the last thing we tracked was the right hip, because the feeling that came up was the word sway. Well, a sway happens with the lower body. Swing here on the left. If anything, there was more of a sway with the old swing as the right hip went up and to the right, causing the spine to lean towards the ground. We look at the hip on the right. We try to add hip rotation and feel the hip work towards the target. We see the space in the lower body from the line, so in reality it's less of a sway to help get the hips working towards the target. Swing that we pulled up to look at was Rickie Fowler here. This one is some of the most rotation that we'll see. Draw a line on the hip, a line on the head. We track the shoulder. We can see his lower body, his hip works towards the target as he gets the shoulder well behind the golf ball. He gets it completely over his trail foot. A lot of rotation there. And we also see, again, the head drift back about an inch, two, depending on what club he's hitting. And we can see these positions are starting to look a lot more similar here, because our goal right now is to hit a high draw. We can do that from this position.